8-year assault on your Second Amendment freedoms has come to a crashing end. I like taking the guns early. Take the guns first, go through due process second.
Well, I say go fuck yourself. Then ask a question, could I kill a man? I would enjoy myself. You can't disguise evil eyes that burn up my head. This devil man and his master plan. We feel so misled, so I say, rise up, take it all back. Rise up, take it all back. Rise up. Hope you all understand. We got to take it all back again.
These people are not going to take it any longer. We will never give up. We will never concede. Our country has had enough. We will not take it anymore. But you have to go home now. We have to have peace. So go home. We love you. You're very special. But go home and go home in peace. The demonstrators who infiltrated the Capitol have defiled the seat of American democracy. You do not represent our country. And to those who broke the law, you will pay.
All right, that should have done it. That should have did it. Thank you very much for that. Hopefully I'm not, yeah, I have a normal voice. All right, cool. I don't have a voice changer on. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? It is Wednesday, or what I like to call Hump Day. By the way, before we start, let me tell you, it is a little bit of fake news in the title. I apologize. I don't know why. I just thought it would be funny. That's why I put the maybe. Hopefully you guys got the joke on that. But that is fake news. They are not, as far as I'm aware, robbing liquor stores in order to power their vehicles yet. If that shit happens, though, you heard it here first, okay? You heard it here first. What's up, HDP? How you doing? Broken Patriots in the house. Saints and Sappers. Armed Archangel. Y'all weren't chatting. I was worried. I was just going to have a quick night. Earth the Stinger. Bruh. Dude, I do a lot of different things on this computer, and I have to change settings. I changed the setting, and I forgot to change it back. That's why y'all couldn't hear me there for a second. I apologize for that shit. But thank you very much for keeping me on my toes on it. As it is, it's Wednesday. Let's get to what's going on. Apparently there's a lot going on today. I don't know. First of all, let's get on to the fuel crisis. Scramble on the new fuel routes after Colonial Pipeline was hacked. State and federal officials are scrambling to find alternative routes to deliver gasoline in the southeast U.S. after a hack of the nation's largest fuel pipeline led to a panic buy that contributed more than 1,000 gas stations running out of fuel. And we have a few people here that had, I forget who exactly it was. I do apologize on that, but I know somebody had a relative in Atlanta. I think it might be Armed Archangel. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But a relative in Atlanta that couldn't get out because they couldn't get any gas. There is no gasoline shortage, but if the pipeline shutdown continues past the weekend, it could create broader fuel disruptions. The Colonial Pipeline, which delivers about 45% of what is consumed on the East Coast, was hit on Friday with a cyber attack by hackers. Fuel hackers. Who lock up computer systems and demand ransom to release them. The attack raised concerns once again about the vulnerability of the nation's critical infrastructure. Well, here's the thing. We worry way too much about what gender you are. We worry too much about what color you are, how much money you make, if you're one of the original two genders or you're part of the 52 new ones. We worry about what statues are erected still. Yes, I said erected. We worry about what school name is visible. We worry about what kind of mascot a team uses. Instead of worrying about securing our nation and being a stronger nation, stronger together. Instead, we're worrying about all these division things, and it's planned. It's definitely orchestrated. And I hope people will understand that. Like, I have been getting a better realization about it doing my other channel stuff, because I interact with all sorts of people on that channel. And that's good because we can have these we don't get into politics too much, but you can have like real conversations and, just because they didn't vote the way you thought they should vote, and just because they think that somebody was born that way instead of, it being a choice, we can have common interest. Anyway, a large part of the pipeline resumed operations manually late Monday, and Colonial anticipates restarting most of its operations by the end of the week, U.S. Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm said. However, the disruption is taking place at the time of year when Americans become more mobile, especially as the nation emerges from the pandemic. The national average price for gasoline ticked up to above $3 for the first time since 2016. I wonder what happened in 2016. According to the AAA Auto Club, prices begin to raise around this time every year, and AAA Auto Club said Wednesday the average price hit $3.08 nationally. AAA expects more than 37 million people to travel at least 50 miles from home during the Memorial Day weekend, up to 60% from last year, which was the lowest since AAA began keeping records in 2000. Multiple U.S. agencies and coordinating efforts to avert any potential shortage should they arise. The White House said on Wednesday that the Department of Transportation is now allowing Alabama, Georgia, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maryland, and Mississippi, New Jersey, North Carolina, Tennessee, and Virginia to use interstate highways to transport overweight loads of gasoline and other fuels under existing disaster declarations. Okay, so I have a little, and I mean a very little, understanding of that. As I drove for Schneider for a while, I did not drive a fuel truck, but I do understand that you have to have a truck that's under a certain amount of weight. It's for road degradation and safety and all that. So they're lifting those for fuel trucks so they can deliver more fuel, I guess. The Department Maritime Administration completed a review of potential actions available under the Jones Act, a U.S. maritime law that requires shipments between U.S. ports, including fuel, to be moved by American-flagged ships. The Department of Homeland Security is prepared to review any temporary Jones Act waiver request from companies if there is not significant capacity to get to regions suffering fuel shortages, said the White House Press Secretary Jan Psaki on Wednesday. So this I didn't know about, but apparently we can only get fuel delivered into our coastlines from a ship carrying the American flag. So any other nation can't. If we're getting, I have no idea how this works, but if Saudi Arabia is sending us oil, do we have to pick it up in the sea into one of our ships and then come into port with it? That'd be interesting. I wonder when that law went into place. I mean, it might be for terrorism if it's newer. You know, you don't want to have like a big old explosion or whatever. Maybe it was the Exxon Valdez. No, I think that was an American ship. I'm not really sure. Anyway, let me read chat. Granholm. Fuck Granholm. I don't give a shit about Granholm. Granholm. I'm pronouncing it wrong. Whatever, bruh. 2 weeks before this hack, ExxonMobil told their employees to fill up their vehicles in gas cans. Wow. If you got like some sort of article on that, that's amazing. You drove a pumpkin. I-40 bridge over Mississippi got shut down because of a big crack on the bridge. Ooh, that's not good. What's up, QL? How you doing? Why are we getting oil from Saudis when we got capped oil wells here? Well, I don't know. I was using that as an example because I do know that we were for one time, and I just wanted to, touch bases with you guys to see what you guys think. I mean, some of y'all are a lot more educated than I am, so maybe you know about that whole thing where U.S. ports, including fuel, moved by American flag ships. I don't know anything about that. That's the first time I've ever heard anything about that. No PS, not you. This BS. I don't know. If it's a newer law, maybe it's a anti-terrorism thing. If it's an older law, well, there was a place in Texas where you couldn't have an ice cream cone in the back pocket on Sundays. Every other day was fine. But if you were caught, well, the law was there. If you were caught with an ice cream cone in your back pocket on Sundays in Texas, or in a certain town, I guess, in Texas, you were in trouble. You were violating of the law. I think they might have gotten rid of that now. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of stupid laws out there, though. The government's war on pipelines made us vulnerable to attacks. John Miltimore, Foundation for Economic Education, Vicki Phillips, received an unpleasant surprise when she stopped in to fill up at the Pop Shop in Greensboro, North Carolina on Monday. There wasn't any fuel. I can't believe that we're here. I can't even get gas, Phillips told a local TV station. People are tired of sitting in the house. They just want to get out and try to resume something of normality with their life, and they're definitely going to need fuel and gas to do that. Phillips was just one of thousands of people that saw their travel plans disrupted in the wake of the cyber attack on Friday, targeting Colonial Pipeline, a vital network of pipelines that run some 5,500 miles from the U.S. Gulf Coast to New York Harbor. The New York Times reported that many stations in the southeastern states have placed caps on the amount of fuel consumers can purchase. Wow, are we back in the 70s? Is this the Carter administration? Wow. While many stations have run out of fuel altogether, in the wake of the disruption, North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper declared a state of emergency while Georgia Governor Brian Kemp suspended the state's gas tax. That's a few pennies off your gas, I guess. The Biden administration, meanwhile, lifted environmental regulations on the sale of gasoline in several states in the nation's capital. Following the attack, fuel futures jumped to $2.21.07, a 3-year high. Okay. Hackers say, we didn't mean to cause a problem. My bad. There's no question that Colonial Pipeline is a key piece of infrastructure, and analysts have described the pipelines as one of the most vital energy arteries in the country, one capable of carrying up to 3 million barrels of fuel, gasoline, diesel, and jet fuel per day to the East Coast. This is as close as you can get to the jugular of infrastructure in the United States. Taking notes. Taking mental notes. I hope other people are too. Amy Myers Jaffe, or Haffa, research professor of Climate Policy Lab, told Reuters it's not a major pipeline, it's the pipeline. Still, the widespread disruption seems to surprise even the hackers responsible for the cyber attack. Our goal is to make money and not creating problems for society. DarkSide, the group the FBI confirmed is responsible for the attack, wrote on its website. They have a website. Well, if anything, that will tell other governments, hey, I mean, they should have already known. We know China's already making moves. This invites an important question. How is a single cyber attack able to derail an entire region of the most prosperous country in the world, disrupting lives of millions of Americans because we're too freaking worried about what gender the people working at that plant are and nothing else? I mean, there's plenty of other things we're worried about more than that. One answer is that we simply don't have enough oil pipelines. The Colonial Pipeline provides nearly half, 45%, of the fuel consumed on the East Coast. As other astute commentators have noted, one pipeline network shouldn't be serving half of the East Coast fuel needs. The reality is regulatory hurdles have made it all but impossible to build new pipelines, and the one that was being built is paused, or at least it was, which has placed a great deal of pressure on existing energy infrastructures, and it's getting worse. Indeed, politicians are now actively scrapping pipelines that are instrumental to meeting future energy needs. One of President Biden's first initiatives was to scrap, by executive order, the Keystone Pipeline, a 1,700-mile pipeline that could have carried roughly 800,000 of gallons of barrel of oil each day from Alberta to the Gulf Coast. Instead, the bulk of that fuel will be transported by railways, which are less environmentally friendly and more dangerous. Biden's scrapping of the Keystone Pipeline received a great deal of attention, but it's worth noting the action was part of a trend that has been largely overlooked. Across the U.S. pipelines have been targeted by politicians, regulators, and courts with great zeal. A year ago, Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer took legal action to force the shutdown of the Line 5 pipeline, which links Lake Michigan and Lake Huron and carries about 500,000 barrels of crude each day. Here in Michigan, the Great Lakes define our borders, but are also defined who we are as people, said Whitmer, who gave the Enbridge Energy a deadline of May 2021 to stop the oil. As of Tuesday, with the deadline rapidly approaching, the oil was still flowing, and news reports of, say, Enbridge Energy and the Michigan governor are likely heading for a legal shutdown. And there is the Atlantic Coast Pipeline. Last year, Duke Energy and Dominion Energy announced a cancellation of 600-mile project, which would have piped gas from West Virginia to eastern North Carolina because of delays and regulatory uncertainty had threatened the economic viability of the project. The 1,200-mile-long Dakota Access Pipeline, which has begun flowing since 2017, currently carries hundreds of thousands of barrels of crude through the Dakotas to Iowa and Illinois, while the Biden administration has announced it will not shut down the pipeline. A U.S. District Court did in July 2020. Okay. The ruling was overturned by a federal appellate court, but the pipeline's fate hangs in the balance pending an environmental review. Okay. A lot of chatting I see over here. Hold up. A lot of chatting. What's up, Papa Top? I'm sorry I missed your comment earlier. Let's see. Why are we getting oil? Already read that. I saw that GB seems like a easy fix. No. Okay. I don't have an article. I work for a company that is WMP. Okay. And in North Carolina, it's not that bad. Maybe it will be soon, but I know we can't find no MJ. No, you can't find that? You can find it here for a price. I knew a guy who had plastic butt, and it cracked when he fell in high school one day. You're welcome. Thanks, Guns. I don't have an article. I read that. I work for the company that's employed by EXM, was told this by an employee. That is crazy. So they knew it was coming. After the solar wind hack, we are vulnerable, at least in my humble opinion. I've oiled up my roller skates. How long has it been, Guns, since you went to a roller skating rink? And are you one that is really good at it? Like, can skate backwards and do all the dances and the limbo and all that? Or are you, well, I haven't roller skated in years. But when I did, I was a lot heavier, and I did not like it. I always ended up doing the splits or breaking something, one of the two. It never was a great time. I'm oiling my jimmies. I don't think this is bad. They are blaming it on the dark side hoax crew. Told the women due gas shortage, I can't cut grass. Due to the gas shortage, I can't cut grass. You know, you can get one of those push things. There's a good thing we could talk about is how to live life without fuel. Well, as I said, you could use shine. There's other ways. There's wood gas, right? I've seen a few people do that. I forget who it was, but we had somebody share. I think might have been Armed Archangel. Once again, sorry. Sharing the story where they had a Ford F-150 getting 100 miles to the gallon on gas fumes. That was cool. No, I think that was a new person, wasn't it? Did you hear that Chad Prather is running for governor of Texas? I don't even know who that is. Okay. I will copy that and look, though. Yes, there's always a shortage during Biden's administration. We have electric weed whacker. There you go. 1984, last roller rink. Ooh, that was a minute. You should go. Probably be fun. Let's see who this person is. Is an American internet personality known for a series of YouTube videos in which he comments on life, right-leaning politics, and current events. His video, Unapologetically Southern, went viral in 2015. Okay, he's a YouTube star. Okay, great. Running for governor of Texas, huh? Good luck to him. And speaking of Carter, he's not looking too good. Although I mean he's a pretty old. I wonder how old Carter is. My goodness, he was president. I guess I was alive when he was president. Yeah, but I mean I was a baby. I mean he had to be in his 50s or 60s then, right? So he's got to be in his like 90s, 100s now. Do you know how they do it in Russia? They don't even cut grass in good times. Well, because grass is stupid. I mean, I have to grow grass in my front yard because I rent a house, and that was part of the deal with us renting this house, is that we had to keep the lawn up. But it's a waste of... We live in the frickin' desert, right? It's a waste of time. It's a waste of resources. It's a waste of my money to water the damn thing because I have to pay the water bill, right? I hate grass. Unless it grows naturally, I ain't doing a damn thing about it to grow it. I'd rather grow a garden. He's 96. Wow. He looks like a midget. All right. If history repeats itself, we may be foregoing full steam ahead on the Ron DeSantis routing of the Biden administration in 2024. The left would surely agree that there was something Kennedy and Johnson esque about the transformative but turbulent Obama years, including the civil unrest that capped them off. For better or worse, there was some Nixon. Why these words? Why? What's the purpose? Nixonian, I guess. Nixonian about the Trump years, if only for the level of venom he elicited from the media and his political adversaries. As I noted previously, Nixon's biggest fault was being overeager to take the high road after already committed to the low one. No, Nixon's biggest fault was that he broke into a place to try to do some campaigning theft, which I'm sure many presidents do, and every president should be fucking in prison anyway, but, you know, we can have that discussion at a later time. I'm sure his former advisor Roger Stone would agree. Regardless, if cancel culture makes historical revision fair game, the Watergate scandal is long overdue for a reassessment in the light of modern left's election meddling. Suppose it. That is definitely not. That is not proven. Just for anybody watching. But I digress. Okay, so this is an opinion piece. The Trump's determination to stand his ground through 2 impeachment attempts spared us from a Gerald Ford, Mike Pence parallel. Instead, we leapfrog straight into reliving the Carter years. All right. Because of the gas shortage. Biden isn't the next FDR, he's the next Jimmy Carter. All right, well, I'm not going to read the opinion piece because I don't give a fuck. I already have that opinion. Oh my goodness, that's a hell of an opinion piece. And we do have this little cartoon I want to watch.
Come on, man. You put a cart on the apple wedge, you never find the corpse. We got Jimmy Carter Jr. here, his wife.
I'm Jimmy Carter's wife, Jimmy.
Alright, what a good joke, Ginger. But really, who put the room in the shopping trip for out of bad calf care?
That's right. It's a very serious problem. We believe no parent should have to explain that kind of a thing to their child. I never seen you five in the hound.
That's straight 12 of them, man.
Joe, please just read the cue cards, honey.
Did you know one Bubba Apple, please?
All right. That's enough of that. Wasn't that funny even? Stinger, what's going to happen to those areas without diesel fuel in a few more days? We're going to be a weaker nation. It's going to shut down. We always talk about a government shutdown. That's an American shutdown. That leaves us as a nation extremely vulnerable. It's waist-high weeds everywhere in every park in the city. Yeah. Well, here and there, I don't give a shit. Mow the weeds. Instead of watering the grass. Difference of opinion on that. I don't like grass. I mean, natural growing grass, okay, I guess, but I don't like grass. Trucks won't be going to those places, I suspect. Do the Sun City grass paint rocks green? Yeah, well, unfortunately, I can't. I signed a lease, and, well, that's not part of it. If I had my way, I would go out there and put AstroTurf down, to be honest, and be done with it. Rocks painted green, I've never been a fan of, but there have been some pretty nice AstroTurfs out there that look pretty decent. Without the trucks going into those places, what are they going to do? Just think about what doesn't get hauled by trucks? It's a matter of time. All right, cool. Jeff Flake, apparently, I did not know this, but Cheney, I guess it was Liz Cheney, got ousted, right? I did not read up on that part, so this is why I wanted to read this story. Jeff Flake claims that she got ousted because she was honest. Flake says this. Jeff Flake, the former never-Trumper Republican from Arizona, claimed the only reason Representative Liz Cheney from Wyoming was ousted from her leadership position as House GOP caucus chair this week was because she was honest. In an op-ed for the Washington Post, Flake said Cheney removal proves there is no greater offense than honesty in the Republican Party, referencing Cheney's insistence that the 2020 presidential election was not dark from former President Donald Trump. That's not why you got ousted. That is not why you got ousted. You got ousted because you went after him afterwards. She will lose her position because she is refusing to play her assigned role in propagating the big lie that the 2020 election was daft. Cheney is more dedicated to the long-term health of our constitutional system than she is to assuaging the former president's shattered ego, he continued. And for her integrity, she may well pay with her career. Oh, a career politician in trouble? Say it ain't so. House Republicans who initiated the effort to remove Cheney from leadership said they did so not because Cheney was criticizing Trump, but because she was dividing the party. The House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy from California argued such a division would only hurt the GOP moving forward as it looks to take back the House in 2022. I don't think the Republicans are going to have a hard time taking shit back in 2022 if you can get past the DARFing, because of the fact that there's a lot of people that I'm not happy with the way they voted already. Like, yeah, you know what? Maybe Biden is not that great. I don't know. That's just my own opinion on that. If we are to succeed in stopping the radical Democratic agenda from destroying our country, these internal conflicts need to be resolved so as to not distract or detract from the efforts of our collective team. McCarthy said on Monday to his Republican colleagues, having heard from so many of you in recent days, it's clear that we need to make a change. The closed-door meeting to remove Cheney took less than 20 minutes and only required a voice vote, according to the insiders. After the vote, Cheney hinted that she would become even more vocal opposed to Trump now that she has been forced out of her position. I will do everything I can to ensure that the former president never again gets anywhere near the Oval Office, she said on Wednesday. We have seen the danger that he continues to provoke with his language. We have seen his lack of commitment and dedication to the Constitution, obviously. And I think it's very important that we make sure whoever we elect is somebody that will be faithful to the Constitution. What the hell? The only thing that I have ever, and please let me know in the comments, the only thing I know that he did to violate the Constitution was the bump stock ban. Other than that, what did he do to violate the Constitution? Do you guys have some, and I'm seriously asking, do you guys have any, you don't even have to provide links, just let me know. Run to the hills, run for your life. Yeah, I love that song. Laughs in Appalachian. Oh, guns. You're freaking trolling me, and I love it. The Biden administration is a bunch of liars and half-wits. Guns, I feel the same way. Fuck this shit. I know, right? I figure that if we're all going to be poor and crash the economy, I'll just cash out ahead of time for guns and car and night vision goggles and thermal scopes. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Well, Biden is not near that. He violated it many times. As far as I know, that's the only one that Trump did that I can remember. I didn't follow it as close back then. Bill Gates hiding out at Luke's Billionaires Golf Club in California. Bill Gates has been hiding from the fallout from his divorce in an ultra-exclusive California golf club for a number of months, according to a source. The insider said the 65-year-old billionaire Microsoft founder has been holed up in the Vintage Club in Indiana Wells, which bills itself as one of the United States' most prestigious and ultra-exclusive private country veterable I don't fucking know. 712-acre oasis of wealth. A source exclusively told Page Six Bill clearly saw the divorce coming for a long time because he's been there for around 3 months. Bill was this week spotted at the Vintage Club with his 25-year-old daughter Jennifer Gates and her fiancé, Egyptian millionaire Nail NASCAR. I'm going to call him NASCAR or Nassar. According to Page Six Spy, Gates owns a private home on the property, which also boasts members such as billionaire Charles Koch, Philip and Schultz, and Dennis Washington. Bill signed his divorce papers in Palm Desert, California, where the Vintage Club is based, while Melinda signed her divorce petition in Bellevue, Washington, near Gates' $130 million family home and their foundation headquarters. The Wall Street Journal just reopened that Melinda Gates consulted with divorce lawyers for roughly 2 years before she filed for divorce, saying their marriage of 27 years was inevitably broken. I bet you he voted for Trump. A source of her concern was reportedly Bill's previous dealings with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Wow. Bridget Arnold, a spokeswoman for Gates, said in 2019 that the software mogul and Epstein had met multiple times to discuss philanthropy. Bill Gates regrets ever meeting with Epstein and recognizes it was an error in judgment to do so, she said at the time. Really? Interesting. Oh, but don't let Trump go golfing. I know, right? He didn't do it, but he suggested taking the guns and then giving due process. Well, he directed the ATF to redefine the term fully automatic. He didn't go through Congress, right? So that's how you would legally define a fully automatic weapon differently, right? If you wanted to say, okay, from now on, a fully automatic is not when you pull the trigger and hold back and multiple rounds comes out. A fully automatic is when you can pull the trigger really, really, really fast and multiple rounds comes out. That's now going to be a fully automatic weapon. No, he didn't do that. He told the ATF to redefine its ruling on that, which now has led us to other issues, including assault weapons, 80%ers, a whole bunch of things, right? So that right there, bypassing Congress and telling an agency to come up with their own shit. And now look at the ATF with pistol braces and all. You know, I have a fast trigger right now, a really fast trigger. Most likely, they're going to get to that eventually. Somebody's going to use that trigger if they can fucking buy it, because it's hard to ever buy. They're going to use that for some nefarious shit, and then the ATF is going to be like, nope, that, even though you have to pull that trigger each time, it just makes it too easy and it's too close to a fully automatic. That is not legal. That is unconstitutional, in my opinion. I'm not going to read that, Quantum Lotus. I have no idea how to pronounce any of it. I will probably be done with these clowns. I'm still deciding. I did, and now am laughing at the fools that I regret voting for Biden. Oh, did you? I would imagine there's a few. I know a few people that would have voted for a soda can over Trump. So they're not gonna. They don't give a fuck, right? They're like, I don't care what Biden's doing. He's better than Trump. Yeah, I guess. Dunkin' Donuts employee charged with fatally punching an elderly customer. Oh, isn't he a winner? Look at this guy. A Dunkin' employee was charged Tuesday with aggravated manslaughter after police say he fatally punched a 77-year-old customer who allegedly called him a racial slur, according to Fox News. Oh, I hope they tell us what it is. Tampa police said the incident occurred around 1:30 p.m. on the 4th of May. May the 4th be with you. Corey Pajoles, 27, is accused of punching the man who fell back and slammed his head on the report said. The report, citing investigators, says the 77-year-old was annoyed at the service of the location and had been asked to leave. I like how Riddle is trying to help me pronounce shit like 16 seconds later. The man entered the location and reportedly confronted Pujols. He allegedly called Pujols a racial slur, and when Pujols challenged him to say it again, the customer allegedly did. I'll be your Huckleberry, you frickin' N-word, or whatever it was. Pujols then allegedly punched the man. The man, who was not identified in the arrest report, died 2 days later, the report said. The Tampa Bay Times reported that Pujols allegedly told police that the man is a regular there and was extremely rude. It doesn't mean you can kill him. Authorities reviewed surveillance footage, and it appeared the man hit the back of his head on the ground. An autopsy showed a skull fracture and brain contusions. Interesting. And the rest of it's just here. Pujols was charged with aggravated manslaughter of an elderly adult. I wonder how much that goes with. I don't know. What do you think? He used a racial slur. Okay, so what? I'm not gonna watch this. It's Mark Dice. You can go watch it if you want. We did a story about the Rand Paul versus Fossey yesterday. I didn't know if I was gonna have enough stories, but I do. Still think Trump was the lesser of two evils. Do I still think Trump was the lesser of two evils? Between Hillary and Trump? Yes. I guess. Here's the thing. I almost voted for Biden my damn self just because I want to see Republicans act like conservatives. Because they won't. When they're in power, at least since I've been a voting adult, every time Republicans are in power, they don't do a damn thing. The only way they'll ever do a damn thing is when they're not in power. It's funny because when they're not in power, they're like, oh, we need your vote. I'm totally for this. Oh, yeah, well, look at, and right now even, they have a bill and they're promoting it saying, see how much of a friend of the Second Amendment I am? We put a bill in front of Congress to allow suppressors. You don't even have to get a background check or nothing if this passes. So we're doing it for you. We sure are. Dude, you don't have the House. You don't have the Senate. You sure as hell don't have the presidency. That bill was dead on arrival. Ain't nothing but you bloviating over the fact that you're doing something. You didn't do a damn thing in 4 years of Trump. The only thing you ended up doing under Trump administration is taking away bump stocks. Congratulations on that one. Right? What about Section 230? Oh, well, we have to be reelected. You have to elect us if you want us to do anything about Section 230. Dude, you're not going to get elected if Section 230 is standing. They are legitimately trying to make sure that you guys can't win. They are out to make sure the Democrat Party stays in power forever. And you want us to vote you in so that you can do something about Section 230? No, bro, you needed to do it back then when you actually had a fucking chance. You didn't. Now you can't. Now it's dead on arrival. Now Section 230 will be reappealed and reimagined, and it's going to be even worse than it was before. Now you're going to have the government saying, well, Facebook, well, YouTube, you better freaking censor that person spouting freedom and shit because he's a dangerous individual. And if you don't, we're gonna sue you. We're going to shut you down. That's the kind of Section 230 reform we're going to get now. But yeah, Republicans, you got to wait until they're not in power. They're worse. I would rather vote for a Democrat. At least the Democrat will come to my face and say, I want to take your guns. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate you coming to my face and telling me you're my enemy. Meanwhile, the Republican, oh man, I got your back. I got your back. We're gonna make it. You're gonna get hyped up, man. You gotta vote for me, man. We're gonna get all your gun rights back. So I vote for him. Where is he? Taking my gun rights away. Fuck you. I really would like to do away with the two-party system pretty much. I'll probably switch to voting Democrat after I die. Yeah, we probably all do. Woke Walker? They get more money begging to get back into the office. Yeah. I don't doubt that. What's up, Woke Walker? Or Waker? Woke Waker? Maybe? We will all vote Democrat when we die. We all float down. Let's see. LOL. Ours will never do anything conservative. They won't. Ours is always on defense. We never move forward. Stinger is fired up? Yeah, a little bit. Every once in a while. I need more options. I like how the original system was. There was a whole bunch of people that would run for president, right? A whole bunch. It wasn't just two parties. If you look down in history, right? There was a whole bunch of parties that would run, or a whole bunch of different people that would run. The person who won got the presidency. The person who came in second got the vice presidency. You didn't get to pick your own vice president, which means that Trump would have had Clinton as vice president, which, right? I'm all right with that. The whole idea of that was that you don't move very far forward in the government. Like, it moves at a snail's pace, which I'm okay with. And you have to work with people, which I'm okay with. Having a hard time holding these alligators down? I bet. They squirm pretty good. All right. Playing with fire, $1 routed in the making. As the Biden administration showers the nation in debt-funded handouts and federal bailouts, new concerns are emerging as to the likelihood of a great reset in the value of our currency. However, the potential dollar rout has been in the making for many years. Abusive monetary and fiscal policy in Washington, D.C., combined with heavy-handedness with respect to access to our dollar-based global payment network, have been giving other nations pause, and some foreign leaders have been quietly taking action. In the next few years, the Chinese yuan, even a global digital currency spearheaded by the international monetary funds, appear likely to gain traction as alternative reserve assets. In fact, we have a little bit of money in Doge. We actually did put a little bit into it. I think it was like $100 or $200 about a year ago, when it was, I don't know, 0.07 of a tenth of a cent per share or some shit. So, I mean, we're not rich off of it because we didn't heavily invest, but we're doing pretty decent with it. A couple extra hundred on top of our investment. It's the millennials, gold and silver. It's another fiat currency, in my opinion. There are people that will disagree with me on that, but it is, in my opinion, just another fiat currency. But it's cool. It's digital, right? People like it more than gold and silver for some strange reason. So I do put my money into gold and silver, brass, lead, and all that. But I also put a little bit into crypto now. Not a whole bunch because I'm uncertain about it still. As I said, I still believe it's a fiat currency. The negative effect of Americans' fiat dollar losing its top spot in the international stage can't be overemphasized. The greenback's markdown would come with a significant pains for all who used our beloved Federal Reserve note. It would be the crash of the world economy, I believe, but maybe I'm wrong. The U.S. dollar was widely recognized for its reliability, thanks in part to the United States having the top economy combined with geopolitical hegemony. The Bretton Woods system of 1944 put the greenback front and center for international trade and settlements. The U.S. at the time had promised that our currency would be pegged to gold. Yeah, remember that? The dollar/gold peg, however, ended in 1971 when President Richard Nixon took the U.S. off the gold exchange standard. Dollars were no longer redeemable by foreign central banks, and gold bullion would only carry the full faith and credit of the U.S. government. With the end of gold backing came the end of fiscal and monetary restraint. The U.S. must now take out loans to finance its massive budget shortfalls, and those loans are largely underwritten by other countries, along with the Fed itself, that buy our bonds. You remember when you could buy a bond? I think you still can. I definitely wouldn't do it, but I think you still can. Those countries have remained mostly silent about wastefulness and executive spending for decades now, but the days of relying on other nations to finance Americans' debt obligations may be coming to an end, and that would be the fall of a nation, in my opinion. Today's rising nations such as China, Brazil, Russia, and Turkey are working to circumvent the traditional dollar reserve system. A new system would likely be centered around a portfolio of different currencies and the IMF's strategic drawing rights SDR currency. Several countries have been creating non-dollar channels for major transactions, including oil purchases, which you're only supposed to purchase oil in dollars. If other global central banks elect to not hold many dollars on their balance sheet anymore, those overseas dollars could quickly find their way back onto American shores. This would flood the system with dollars, creating a massive oversupply that could erode its purchasing power even more swiftly and severely. Hyperinflation. How might such a scenario affect you? Simple. Consider it for a moment running into a local gas station for a fill-up but having to pay not $3 per gallon, but $7 or $10 per gallon. Or running to the grocery store to feed a hungry family. If a gallon of milk today costs $2, imagine if that shot up to $8 per gallon. Indeed, notoriously understated government inflation statistics are even showing a rapid rise in consumer price inflation now. With today's April report coming in at a 4.2%, this is likely just the beginning. A weaker dollar makes the cost of everyday goods and services more expensive. Because of this, it diminishes the disposable income of American families. You will not get a raise. You will still work for the same amount of money you're making right now. However, everything is going to go up because they have been printing our dollar and trading it so much that it has become worth less, thereby stealing money out of your pocket. Not only that, but dollar weakness also tends to lead to negative investment returns in real terms, with notable exception being natural resources and tangible assets generally. Tangible. Things that are actually of value. The threat of significant and rapid dollar devaluation makes holding a responsible amount of physical gold and silver bullion not an if, but a must. I've been preaching that for, ever since I've been doing the morning or the evening catch-up. I was about to say the morning catch-up. Morning muster. Been preaching that. It doesn't have to be gold and silver, but you need to figure this out. Like, I hope you guys are canning. I hope you're preserving, dehydrating, getting your generators. I hope you got some gold and silver. I do. I really do hope you have at least some of it. I hope you have some tangible shit. Like, now that you see our gas system can be taken down pretty easily, I hope you have ideas of how you're going to run your vehicle if you can't get gas. Make your own moonshine. Make a gasifier, it's a wood-fired gasifier. What other ways can you get around without having to rely on the government? This is a great time right now to really assess what preps that you need to get involved in. Unfortunately, if you're just now getting into it, it might be a little bit too late, but you can at least still try to do some. I definitely put a little bit into gold and silver, but the main one is self-preservation. If you have medications that you have to have, which I do, I put a few back every single time I refill my medications, right? Because if that ever happens where I can't get that medication, I have a little reserve that will at least last me for a little while. Is it enough to last me forever? No. I have a little bit of gold and silver. Is it enough to last me forever? No. I have canning supplies, but jars break. Lids go bad. I don't have enough to last me forever. But I'm working on it, little bit by little bit. So I hope you guys are too. It's important. All right, lastly, we're going to watch this White House reacting to the Hamas rocket fired at Israel.
The White House asked just moments ago, condemned ongoing rocket attacks by Hamas and other groups against targets in Israel, and said Israel has a legitimate right to defend itself. Jen Psaki, the press secretary, telling reporters that Jerusalem, a city of such importance to people of faith around the world, must be a place of coexistence. Psaki said the primary U.S. focus.
Tell you what, if I go to heaven, I'm going to slap Abraham right in the fucking face.
Earlier this hour with Brett Baer, we didn't know what the posture of the White House would be, but there you hear it that as the rocket fire continues, even just moments ago, the White House saying that Israel has a right to defend itself. And as Trey Yingst was reporting, Sandra, Israel is promising a very, very robust response to this barrage of rocket fire that Hamas leveled at Israel for the last hour and more than that.
And just a few minutes ago, we got the reporting of one dead in this rocket attack on the Tel Aviv area. This was Israel Channel 12 reporting. Now the AP just came in with an alert. Israeli medics have confirmed the death of a 50-year-old woman from the rocket strike near Tel Aviv. Third Israeli citizen killed today. John, this is a developing story. Trey Yink's excellent reporting on this. There's going to be continuing coverage of this breaking news in the next hour with Martha McCallum. Thank you for joining us.
All right. Well, there you go. That was it. Too late, and I'm not worried. All right, Quantum Lotus. Shot lottery. It's too late. I'm not worried. Not on meds. Healthy and a survivalist. Nice. I wish I could say the same. I mean, I don't know. If shit goes down, I'll do my best. Right? That's all you can do. Wait, how is this Abraham's fault? Abraham? Father Abraham? He, biblically speaking, he couldn't have a child with his wife. I think Sarah. He couldn't have a child with his wife, but God had promised him many sons. Many sons had Father Abraham, right? But his wife came to him and said, I can't give you a son. I'm this old. I'm really old. I'm past the childbearing years. Why don't you go ahead and sleep with with one of my servants, Hagar, right? Go sleep with her, have a child with her so that you can fulfill God's prophecy. So that's what he did. He had a child with her. Well, then later on, Sarah did get pregnant. And they kicked Hagar and her kid out. And so your Christian Judaic Christians come from Abraham's wife with Sarah, or child with Sarah, and your Muslims come from Hagar. And that's where those two religions were born out of. There you go. Someone told me Monday that there would be a conflict starting in the Middle East and that they were taking down some bad Muslims. Yeah, I know, but how we got okay. But that's Muhammad's fault. I don't know. Trust in God. God says he's going to do something for you. I mean, I don't know if he talked, that was a long time ago. There wasn't, any kind of footage, but if he's telling you that he's going to do that for you, trust in it. You know what I mean? I have 2 generators here. Wife cans, and I makes jelly and jams. We dehydrate lots of stuff. We can fit 6 pounds of frozen veggies into a quart canning jar. Yeah. Gerald B's got a good setup going for sure. Gerald B will probably be fine. And if not, he'll just trade his marijuana because he's got plenty of that. Which I'm looking at growing. I am looking at growing. I didn't check, but I hope you joined my Discord, Gerald. I'd love to see you over there. We're gonna be looking into that. I might even make the channel more geared towards it, to be honest. Because not only can I, use it for myself, but if the whole system shuts down and there's WROL, then yeah, it's a trading potential, right? What are you confused about? You're confused? Oh, about Muslims and Christians? That right there has started holy wars and more holy wars and more. I mean, Jesus. That has been a thorn in the world's side ever since. Anyway, that's all I've got for you. If you want to know more about that, join us on Saturday for political Bible chat. Or not political Bible chat, Patriot Bible chat. Join us on Saturday. We will be doing something, and I guess we could talk about Father Abraham and all that stuff, right? That'd be an interesting topic. We delved into it a little bit with the All About Jesus. He had referenced it, and that's why it was fresh in my mind. I can't trade my pot. I need it for me. Sorry. Freaking Gerald B needs 5 pounds. 5 pounds, how often? Like, that's a curious thing. How often do you cultivate it? Because I'm trying to figure out, I don't even know how much I go through right now that it's legalized, because we have the vape cartridges, right? We have some edibles, and when we have this one that you add to your water, you just, it's got a little thing, you fill it up, kind of like a mouthwash thing, where it has a little a reservoir up there, so you squeeze it, it goes up. You're like, okay, that much? Okay, dump it in your water and just drink it. I do like all the different ways of doing it because I'm not a fan of the smoking, and I have a lung condition, so I really need to stay away from the actual smoking of it. But in other ways, it's not too bad. Yes, and there are also Muslims versus Buddhists and etc. Yeah. All right, well, that's all I got for you guys tonight. Thank you very much for joining me here. I really do appreciate it. Remember, the 21st is our 1-year anniversary of the evening catch-up. It'll probably be the last evening catch-up. I doubt I'm going to keep on doing it. I am going to keep streaming. I might take a little time off. I am trying to come up with different ideas of what to give you guys as far as content. But as far as me reading the news, maybe a little bit of that. But I definitely would like to gear it towards something different. I want to change something up. It's time. It's time for a change. I figure a 1-year anniversary of the evening catch-up is a perfect time to change shit up. Exactly how I want to do it, I don't know. I've been thinking about it, and I'll continue thinking about it. And I probably will take about a week off, though, just to kind of redo any kind of, layouts on OBS and all that stuff. So I do appreciate you guys being here. Make sure to check out the descriptions down below. We have all the causes I believe in and support. We have the GOA, who's trying to go and get bump stocks re-legal, or back to legal, I guess. I mean, they're doing it, in the legal route. If that'll work, we'll see. But, I've donated to them, and I am a member of the GOA. Also, we have ProjectRecover.org, an organization that goes out and looks for lost service members and returns their remains to their families. Great organization. My personal favorite, though, is Rally Point Irish. My good friend, Irish USMC vet, is starting up a GoFundMe, trying to get enough money raised to start up a location in Tennessee where vets can come and stay room and board free while learning a new skill like farming, blacksmithing, and gunsmithing. Now, I donate 50% of this channel's proceeds to that cause because I believe in it that much. So just know that if you want to donate to this channel with your own hard-earned money, you can. But 50% of it does go to Rally Point Irish, and don't feel obligated. It's definitely not asked for, but if you want to, there are ways down below to donate to the channel. Used to be able to donate to them a lot more often until we got demonetized. So that is one thing I'm thinking about. Maybe I take down the evening catch-ups, rebrand everything, do something that's still freedom orientated, but not necessarily as conspicuous, you know what I mean? And maybe we'll get remonetized, and then I could be able to donate back to Irish a little bit more, which would be really nice. I really like donating to Irish. I want to see that project do it. Oh yeah, D-Live chest. Thank you, Riddle. We are going to hit up the D-Live chest for all those watching on D-Live right now. Let me go ahead and add some lemons to it. I did have this open already, so that helps. And let's see, yep. Can I distribute? There we go. Good luck to anybody who's doing that. You can check me out on all the different social medias. I'm on D-Live currently right now, as you just know. I have a backup YouTube channel. I'm on Gab. I'm on Twitter and all those things. If you're into gaming, and I'm into gaming too, I have a Twitch thing and all that. Also, Discord. Discord is the best place to get a hold of me. The best place to share stuff with me. The best place to share with other people in that Discord. All sorts of different things. And it's a private group, so you don't have to worry about it. The lucky followers. I don't see any lucky followers. Heidi Desert says, freedom has been outlawed. Yeah, the chest did not open. Does it not open sometimes? Because I distributed rewards. I'll do it again. Sorry, this giveaway was too close to your last one. Please wait and try again. Oh, I don't know. Do you guys have to? Did not show. Well, damn. Let's see if I can do another one. Nope. How about if I add another? Okay. Ooh, this one's going to be a big one. That's going to be big. No, can't do it. All right. Well, we'll have to do that tomorrow. But now it's going to be at 100. And I'll even add another 50. So make sure you're watching me on DLive tomorrow. We're going to be giving away 150 lemons. Hopefully it'll show up. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys. Thank you very much for being here. I'm an outlaw on the steel horse I ride. Nice. And until tomorrow, keep your family close. Watch out for that government. Try to live as free as you can in a tyrannical world. Prepare. This empire, this great civilization is coming to an end. You can't prepare completely, but you can prepare a little. Prepare a little. Don't be one of those people that, when, what was it, the Great Depression hit, that jumped out of buildings because they lost everything in the thing. The Republic is going down. The Republic has been dead for a long time. It's just we're finally putting it out of its misery, in my opinion. I'll see you guys later. Peace.